Hey, traders from around the world, welcome to how to use Slack in real life. We got Jason Smith on the ones and twos. You guys, this is going to be one of his first presentations on the microphone and from a live audience, so no pressure, Jason. But we're going to be talking about today how to use and implement the social media communication tool, also known as Slack, and how pretty much just answer all the questions that you all might have on it and how to use it. So Jason's going to share his screen and pretty much walk us through what he would suggest as some follow-ups, some procedures for your text message alert services and things like that. And I'll be right here. I'm not going to go anywhere, but me and Jason will be answering all of your questions. So if you do have any questions about Slack, just throw them in the chat pane. And if you don't know what to ask, we'll see if we can do our best to try to help find some answers for you. So Jason, I'll be right here, man.
All right, so can everybody see my screen? Type a 1, please, if you can.
Let's see. I can't yet.
Okay, let me start share. My fault. And we'll do desktop 1. Okay, easy breezy.
There we go. Now we're good.
All right. And can I get rid of this bar right here, Jeremy?
Yeah, just move. We can't see that on our side, but yeah, just move that out the way.
All right, great. All right, well, in Jeremy Newsom style, live from Raleigh, North Carolina. I do a little deliverance there, guys.
I love it. North Carolina.
Webinar on Black. That's right. So yeah, welcome guys. It's exciting. This is Jason. I'm not going to reveal my middle name, Smith, unlike Jeremy Alexander Newsom. But yeah, it's good to see everybody. Really been waiting to do this webinar for a while because we've had a lot of questions about this chat program that we use called Slack. A lot of people are not familiar with it. Maybe you are. Maybe you do use it in your job. It's starting to become a really popular piece of software. We're starting to use it at my job a little bit. It just kind of manages things real easily. So we decided to switch over to this in real life trading probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And it's really made things a lot easier for us. But as the user coming in, you've probably got a lot of questions about, how do I set up notifications? How do I do alerts? How do I search for day trades and swing trades and things like that? And so I'm going to kind of go through some of that. And I'll open wide open, guys, during the webinar at the end, if you have any questions. So anyways, I'm just going to kind of walk through here the main chat room first, which is Real Life Traders. Everybody that's been a part of us for at least, a day has started to use this and has got kind of familiar with it. So what you've got over here on the left side, if I can kind of see my mouse, I'll try to make the cursor really big, Mickey Mouse style over here, is you got the channels that you're a part of. Now, most everybody's going to be a part of the Real Life Traders channel, okay? So when you come in, that's what's going to default to. So one thing that I've been asked is, hey, when I'm going into a doctor's office or I really don't want everything just blowing up, how do I just turn everything off? Maybe just for 20 minutes, for an hour, whatever. So the first thing you may notice, or you may not have noticed, there's a big bell up here in the top left-hand corner by Real Life Trading. If you click on that, you can actually snooze all of your notifications, minutes, an hour, 2 hours, so on and so forth until, you're done. You can just go ahead and put it for an hour right now. And then when you're done, if you get done early, you can come in here and you got like a little cute little thing and you can say turn off, okay? And everything's back on live, trading and so forth, so on and so forth. So let's dig a little bit deeper into the notification stuff. So if you go up here and you click in the top left-hand corner for Real Life Trading, okay, you've got a whole lot of different options here. The first thing I'm going to walk everybody through is setting up your preferences, because I think this is really important when you're first starting out, okay, because this is where you can really use the power of Slack that you may not have in other chat programs or things that you've used, used in the past, okay? So right here, the first thing comes up is notifications, obviously. And 3 options that you can be notified about, okay? And I don't remember when you first start out what that is. I think maybe it defaults to all new messages. And if it does, you're probably getting maybe tired of everything coming in all the time and, blowing up your phone, or you're on the computer and get stuff done. And so one thing you might want to consider doing is choosing this second option here called direct messages, mentions, and keywords. Okay. What that means in the world of Slack, a direct message is what you would think it is. Anytime somebody is sending me a private message, okay, if it's just an instant message chat. And I'll show you over here. Let me go back over to the main screen. This is the area where you can direct message folks privately that nobody else can see. Okay, and I've already got a few people listed here, like Jeremy, Johnny, others. If you don't have anybody here, it's not listed. If you just click on this little plus sign, and you could find somebody. So let's see if I Jesse, since I was talking to him earlier, and if it'll come up, maybe I need to hit enter. And there he is. Okay, and if I want to message Jesse, I can just say go, and then he and I can have a private conversation out of the main chat room. Okay. So anyways, let me go back over here to preferences. I forgot to kind of show that to people, but that's what the word direct messages mean. So you can make sure you always get messages from people directly. A mention is, in Slack terms, when somebody is mentioning you in the real life trading channel, the main channel. Okay, they want to get your attention. Like maybe there's a trade going on that they know you're in, and they could say, hey, Zane, Jesse, whoever, look at this trade. And so what you would do is you would put an @ before their name, and I'll show that in a second, and then their name in the main chat, and that will then get your attention also if you have this second box checked for mentions. Okay. The third is probably my favorite. I would say, like, I haven't really seen this implemented in other programs like it is here, but it's keywords. Okay, you guys are gonna love this if you haven't used it before. Okay, a keyword is anytime you want to be notified about something that's being talked about in a conversation, and obviously since we're trading, more than likely you're going to want to know when a certain stock is being talked about, right? So if you go down here to this area called My Keywords, okay, this is where you can type in those words to be notified. Let's say somebody's talking about Netflix, or hey, Baba's on the move. I want to be notified when somebody's talking about those things, right? So what I do down here in the keyword section is I try to not only type in stocks that I'm interested by their ticker symbol, which is great. A lot of times, we may not talk in ticker symbol. We just spell out the whole word like Netflix. So what I like to do for keywords, I type in the ticker symbol, and I put a comma, and I type the word for the company, or who I think people are going to be talking about. They're not going to call Apple, Apple Incorporated. They're going to say Apple, right, or Netflix. And so I just start typing in different stocks that I'm following or that I'm in right now. Alibaba, what's another? Facebook, obviously, is a great trade to get into here off the 200 that just happened. Okay, so I've got a few of them set up here. Now, if you notice, there's a little green thing that shows up real quick. Let me type in something else in case you didn't see that, so you don't worry about why is there not a save button. Let's just go ahead and do Apple. Okay. So as you can see, every one of these keywords I'm separating with a comma. Okay, there it is. That little green thing that says save. It's pretty quick that it shows up on your screen. Okay, that just means that, hey, I've got it. You're good. Don't have to hit a save button. From now on, I'll be notified if someone's going to talk about one of my stocks. Okay. What we want to make sure also that you're getting notified about, if you do, is when you put on or a swing trade from one of the people at Real Life Trade, whether that's Latoya, Brad, Jeremy, whoever. You want to be notified, when that's happening, right? So what we're going to start using, and you may have noticed that they're starting to put that in with the all channel, and I'll get to that in a minute, is the word day trade, okay, and the word swing trade. Okay, so then anytime there's an official day trade, an official swing trade being put on, and they use that word when they're broadcasting that trade, you'll be notified about it. Okay, that's right, Pat. No spaces in between. That's right. If you do put a space, I think it just shortens it back. But all you need is a comma.
Yeah, and I'll pause you here for a second, too, Jason. So this is if you have Slack on your phone. So a lot of people want text message alert services anytime I post a swing trade or anytime we post an official day trade. And so right now what we're doing is we're doing @channel, which just sends a message to everyone. Our goal is to create new keywords. And when we type this in, if it's an official day trade, we're going to say, all right, this is an official day trade, or this is an official swing trade. And you will get that text to your phone, but you do have to have this on your phone as an application. Now, that's kind of
Correct.
but you do have to download it on your phone if you want to get phone text alerts, but it will ping to your phone, and whatever you type in here, you'll get access to.
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah. So @channel, you probably have been wondering what that is. That is just Slack's way of making an announcement to a channel, like a broadcast message saying, "Hey guys, this is important." But what we found was, as Jeremy said, is that we're using that. Using all kinds of different day trades, swing trades, maybe in the future, futures trades or whatever. So we needed to have a way to kind of label these broadcast @channel messages that go out. And so we're going to use these for the time being. And if we have some new ones come up, then we'll say, hey guys, add this to your keywords if you want to know about, a crypto trade or a futures trade or whatever happens in the future. Okay. Thanks, Jesse. All right. So what Jeremy was talking about was you want to also have this work on your mobile phone. Okay. So this, I believe by default, is unchecked. It's called use different settings for my mobile devices. As long as that is unchecked, then everything that you set up here on this page on your computer and your keywords will sync to the Slack app on your mobile phone. And the Slack app is available for both Android and iPhone. It might be available for Windows Phone, I'm not sure, but that definitely you want to make sure is unchecked. Okay. I'll quickly about do not disturb is just set by default so that you're not getting pinged at 2 in the morning, but you can go in here and change this if you want to get notifications all night long from people that are on the Slack platform and they're sending messages. You can set some different sounds and appearances. You can also say, when I'm not active on my desktop, send notifications to my mobile device, and you've got here several different options. I like to say, as soon as I'm off my desktop, I've got my phone in hand. I want to be notified as soon as I'm off my computer. So I have it set to as soon as I'm inactive. Okay. You can also check mark if you want to get email notifications. I'd be very careful with this because anytime you're mentioned or there's direct messages, it's going to fill up your email box pretty quickly. Okay. But you can have that done as well. And you can also set these notifications differently for each specific channel within Slack. Okay. So right now you don't see any that I have here because all I've got right now set up over here is a private channel. Don't worry about that. But I want to join the crypto channel, which we now have. If you're into crypto trading, click on this little channel button right here. Okay. And it should be right here under channels you can join. Okay. Real life cryptos. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and join that channel so that it shows up in my list. Down here at the bottom is a green button called join channel. You can join yourself or we can put you in this channel if you want to. Okay. So now I'm in the crypto channel. Let me go back over to preferences. Okay. If I go down here, I can set specific notifications for the channels that I'm a part of. So let's say for real life cryptos, okay, I want to have different settings than I have for real life traders. Okay. So I might want to have all messages that come in because the crypto world moves pretty fast, pretty volatile, right? So I might want to set both my desktop and my mobile to say, this particular crypto channel, real life cryptos, send everything. Okay. It's not going to affect your real life trading, real life traders channel. Okay. It's just going to affect that one. So if I come down here, you can see that this one is going to be a little different. It's going to override the default notifications. Okay. So that's pretty powerful. We can go down through here. This is just kind of how you can maybe clean up and make it look a little different here. Your sidebar, you can change how the sidebar looks using these settings. The search, if you want to exclude things from search, mark as red. That's not really going to apply to us because I don't think most people care about that, but this is where you can say if I want to mark messages red or not. And the advanced tab gets into kind of more of the shortcut keys and all that. Okay, so let me close this out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up my mobile phone here. Okay.
And while
So
you're doing that, Jason,
shrink this just a
do the
little bit.
keywords, do they need to be, are they cap sensitive?
No, they're not. They're not. That's a good question. Sorry, Mark. I'm just now looking over the chat. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. You can type in Netflix. I mean, anybody can type it in lowercase, all caps, proper case. You're still going to get notified. Yeah, good question. Let me go down here to QuickTime and do a movie recording. And let me set this to my phone. There it is. Okay. So now what you're seeing is you're seeing the screen of my phone here on the computer. So I can send some notifications. You can see what it's going to look like. Okay. So let me go over here to this test private channel. Okay. This is just a test channel. You know, it's not for real. And we're just having a conversation, you know, hey guys, how's it going? Okay. Going great. You know, boy, I'll show you guys here. Boy, Netflix is really taking off, huh? Click and make sure my phone is on. It should come up here on my phone as a notification. There it is. Okay. Oh, wow. They're talking about Netflix. Okay. So now on my phone, I can go into that conversation. And if you see over here on the desktop, Netflix is highlighted in yellow because it recognized that as one of my keywords, you know, and somebody can go ahead and start talking about another stock. Yeah. You know, I like, what's one? I like Ford better. I don't know why I picked that because I own a Ford, I guess. How about BABA with that break below support? Okay. And here's BABA. That's the ticker for BABA. I'm not spelling out Alibaba. I should get a notification. There it is right there for BABA. So yeah, so you guys can kind of see, and it'll do the same thing on your desk. On the desktop, I have to tell the browser, hey, I want to get notifications. Okay. And the best way I know how to do that is, let me go over here to my Chrome. And if I log in for the first time on a new browser, I think most of you probably use Chrome. I use Safari, but it's the same thing. You should get a little thing up here that says Slack needs your permission to enable desktop notifications. Okay. So if I click on that and I say, yes, I want to allow that. Okay. Let me go back over here to Safari and type a message in over here to this thing. And let's say, yes, I really like Inflix. Okay, then I should get notified on Chrome on my desktop here. Is it going to come in? Should come in. If it doesn't, then it may just be because we're screen recording, but that's okay. But anyways, you kind of get the picture. You should get notifications that would come in on your browser and also on your mobile device.
Now, Jason, if someone wanted to get alerted from someone's name, so I had someone ask me every time I mention, could they get alerted? Could they type in someone's name?
Boy, that's a good question. I don't know about that. That'd be something I'd have to get back to you guys on. I haven't tried that. Like if I type, you're saying if I type in Jeremy Newsom in the keywords.
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay. All right. So let's go over here and we'll try that. That's a very good question. And let's just type in your name, all in word. Okay. It's saved. All right. So let's just do a mention here of @Jeremy Newsom.
Or either that or just say Jeremy Newsom, also try both.
Okay.
Maybe without the @ symbol.
Okay.
Because they probably would have to spell it like just like that, just together. It's interesting.
I should notify, see if my phone gonna show it come up. Don't know if that's gonna work or not, but let me try the @. Nope.
It is highlighted. Yep, Jesse says it's highlighted. So
okay.
And so the thing is, I can say I just got notified because he didn't ask me to do so. So because I have my name obviously, so I have it set up that if anytime anyone mentions me, I get a notification.
Okay. I'll show you guys in the search box how you can find stuff that Jeremy puts out. If that'll help. Yeah, let me show you that. Yeah. But as you can see, the @ symbol is how you get up, is how you mention somebody. That's how you get it. So you get a list of everybody, and you literally just start. I don't want to choose Brian right now, but let me just take out that. So yeah, you just start typing and Brad Reed. and that gets their attention and lets them know that, hey, I want to let you know about something. So, all righty. Let me just look through the chat real quick. My browser doesn't work, so I'm sure I'm doing something. Does it pop in the bottom browser like an eye? Jesse, I'm not sure. I'm on a Mac, and I know it comes in the top right. So I'm assuming on Windows, if you have a Windows machine, it probably comes up in the bottom, bottom right area. Kind of like when you get Outlook emails, they kind of appear down in the bottom right. I think that's probably what it does on a Windows machine. How to follow up? You types in something. Okay, I'll try to get to that one. Okay. So yeah, so let's say that there's been some trades that have gone out and that maybe they're from Jeremy, and you want to look for those. Let's say that you're stepped away and you have to kind of go back through here. Well, instead of scrolling through this whole chat panel, because there's a lot of conversation going on, which is great. Talk to everybody from trade setups. But if you go up here to the search box, okay, I've got a couple of things here I want to show you. So we'll test out looking at those day trades. Okay, so if I type in the word day trade, and I want to know day trades from Jeremy that Jeremy's mentioned today. Okay, so what I do is I type in the word day trade and hit a space, and then I type the word from, F-R-O-M. Okay, and you can already tell that it's got his name already down here. You can click on that. What you can also do, if you don't see the person's name, is put a colon at the end, okay, in a space, and then use the @ symbol like you're going to mention them, and then just type in their name. Okay, so you could do it that way too. Okay, but I'm going to go back here and just choose his name because it showed him right there. Okay, and now when the search comes up, now I'm going to see all the times Jeremy mentioned day trade, stop RBT, day trade, so on and so forth. Okay. Now you can limit this down to maybe just day trades that Jeremy talked about today. So you're not seeing things from yesterday because probably not going to be relevant day trades from yesterday. So if you type the word on, okay, you can choose yesterday or today. And this is day trade from Jeremy Newsome today. Okay. So now I should see just the things that Jeremy's talked about today. Okay. In the search box thing over here. Okay. Now, if I want to get real creative, and I don't know who's doing the day trades today, or I don't know who's running the morning trade room, but I want to know about any time day trades are being talked about. This out. And after you put the from in Jeremy Newsome, I can start typing from again, and I could put in Brad Reed. Okay, well, there's Brad Reed. Okay, so if Brad was doing any day trades, you could see that the ones from Jeremy and Brad. And then also I can do Latoya as well. Just type in from here. Okay, and I don't see Latoya showing up right here. So I'm going to do a space again, an @ symbol, and let's type in Latoya, and there she is. Okay, it just filled her in right there. So now I've got, you can't see Jeremy, but I have Jeremy from Brad and from Latoya. Okay, so anytime you want to look for that for a day trade from any one of those three people, or a message from any one of those three people, that's how you do it from the search box. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh my browser. Okay, so let's say I come back in tomorrow. Well, I don't want to have to remember all those commands again that I've typed, right? So go back up here, excuse me, to the search box. Let me clear that out. You should be able just to type in a couple of words like day trade. Yeah, it did not work. Excuse me. Let me clear this out again, do a refresh. I may have to log out and log back in to get it to show, but it should remember your recent search. There it is. Okay, so you see under recent searches, what I just typed in, all of that stuff is something, all I got to do is now just click on it. And I'm looking for day trades from any one of those three people. And I can quickly scan through here and see if I see something. So yeah, that's pretty powerful. I love that feature. If you ever get lost or you don't know what to type up here in the search box, because that's kind of a lot of commands to remember, if you go right here, if you click on the search box, if you go right here under narrow your search, okay, what it'll do is it's going to take you over to Slack's website, and tutorial about different search modifiers or parameters that you can use. Okay, so there's the N. If you go here to people, here's how I was able to know how to find things from certain people. Okay, and where'd it go? There, well, there it is. And then dates and times. This is where I was able to figure out, what date I'm looking for. And I just typed in the word on, and then it says down here in the tip, you can use the word today, you can use the word yesterday, for the week, for the month. So Slack is really, really powerful when you're searching for things. You don't have to just go scrolling through the chat pane to find a bunch of things like that. Okay.
Yeah, super helpful tool. That search tab is really, really helpful. Sure.
Yep. Okay, so is there any questions over in the chat pane I need to answer, Jeremy?
I think we're good right now. Any questions you guys have so far?
Okay.
Possibly, if you do, just
I
throw
know
it.
it's a lot. I just wanted to kind of pause. Okay. All right.
You can also do phone calls through Slack as well.
Yep.
So I will tell you guys that. So if you have a friend that you want to chat with, so let's go to Jeremy, for example. So let's say you want to call me. You can just hop over here and just click on that phone, and it will call me through Slack. So
I'm not going to do that right now. Yeah. That's cool. Yep. So you can do free phone calls that way. So let's talk about two things that you may have wondered about. Let me get rid of this search box. So you've got some buttons up here, right? You've got this thing called starred items. And if you click on this little triple button here, you've got, I'm sorry. It is, where was it? I think it's under here. Okay. There are two different things that you can do in Slack when it comes to remembering important messages or important things that you want to know about or you want to reference back. Like, let's say it's Jeremy's trading plan that he posts on Slack, okay? And you don't want to have to go search for it every time. Well, if you star it, okay, you go down here and you find the message. Let me go over to the Real Life Traders channel. Let's just find something. I like this message that Jeremy put right here, okay? If I click on the star message, it's going to star it on my login for Real Life Trading. And I can go up here to the star button, and then I can see it, and it will stay there. And I can go back to it at any time. I can click and jump to it, look and see what Jeremy was talking about that time, okay? But if you pin a message to the channel, and if you look up here, this little tack with the number 46, a pinned item is something that you think is pretty important that you in the channel to know about, remember. And if I click on that, you're going to see that there's about 46 pinned items that different people, Matt's got his thing here about how he holds stocks for a while, and maybe people want to post their own trading plans up here so everybody can see that. That's a good way to do, or that's how you can let everybody know, is just pin it to the channel. So I've had that question, what's the difference between that star and that little tack that I see up there? Okay. Showed you different settings per channel and desktop, mobile. Okay. Suppose if you're on a thread, how do you alert or follow others and reminder? Good question. Okay. So if we're in a thread right now, okay, if I start a thread, and what a thread is just me a little bit more into this thing he's mentioned here. Rather than typing it into the main channel way down here after about 4 other people have messaged or have said something, if you highlight what you're wanting to talk about a little bit more, go over here to the right, you'll see this little chat button. It's called a thread. Okay, what that does is that just starts a thread based on that topic that Jeremy's talking about right there, about going ahead and taking your profits on the bottom play. Okay, you can be notified if you want to on that thread by going up here and saying follow this. Okay, and any replies that come up in that thread should also notify you later down the road. So if it's something you want to follow, hey, I like what they're talking about here, you can just do that. Move your mouse up here to the 3 little dots and then click on this follow message, and you should be notified about that. And if I go back over here to preferences, or your back on references. Notify me about replies to threads that I'm following. This is a little checkbox right there, okay? So let's go over to the mobile app, because I think that's going to be something people are going to want to ask about, because it's a little bit different on the mobile side than the desktop side. Things feel a little different, okay? And we can come back to the desktop here in a few minutes, but I want to respect your guys' time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to open up my Slack app. If you haven't downloaded it, I've got it right here on my iPhone. You just go to the App Store either for Google or for iOS, download it, and then you'll just sign in with the same login that you use for Slack in your web browser, okay? And by default, it comes into the real life trading channel, okay? So it just kind of shrinks everything. And if you want to change some of the settings here on your mobile device, if you go up here to the top right, there's 3 little dots that you've got right there, okay? It's how you get to your settings here on your mobile device, okay? So let me click on that. You can snooze your notifications, stardoms, you can do, you can invite people. Let me go down here to the bottom under edit profiles, a button called settings, okay? And then you've got notifications right there, okay? And if everything looks correct, I should get everything over from the desktop. It should all sync. We'll go down here to my keywords. Yeah, now this is going to show you a little bit extra because I've got a test account and I've got my real account. But these are the trades that I want to be notified right now. Square, Alibaba, Shop. And then I've got day trade, day trades, swing trade, and swing trades. The reason I put the S, or I put the extra word there, day trades, plural, and swing trades, is just in case somebody mistypes and they type in day trades. I want to be notified anytime the word day trade or day trades, comes up in the real life trading channel.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because that's going to happen sometimes. I mean, no one's going to be perfect at typing. Every now and then I'll mess up a word. I'll say day trades or day trades. So yeah, I would say definitely use both plurals. We will go in and I'll talk with Brad and Latoya and anyone else who does official trades in the future, and we'll make sure we use that nomenclature as best as possible. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep. So yeah. So pretty much that's kind of the layout here on the mobile side with your settings. You just get to it on your right side. And for those on the Android, if it's different, you can let everybody know. I don't have an Android device in my house to show, but
you don't have one in your whole house?
I'm pretty much all Apple.
That's funny.
Yeah, Jesse and I have gone back and forth about that. So top left-hand corner, if you go up to the little Slack, it looks like a hash symbol. This is how you see your side panel. Okay, and you can switch between your different channels that you're a part of. So there's real life trading. If I want to go over to the crypto, go down that as well. I can mute this channel if I want to. I can search just this channel by clicking the magnifying glass. What I like about the mobile is the mobile actually shows you some examples of those search keywords, I guess, or modifiers. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a hint of what you should type in to find certain things, whereas the desktop doesn't. Okay, so that's pretty nice when you're doing a search on the mobile side. And then direct messages is the same way. It's just a little bit further down. So I think I've covered quite a bit in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's the vast majority is really from here on out. The biggest takeaway is use the search bar. All right, use the search function to search whatever you want to find. Go into your preferences and set up your keywords, whatever they might be, because each keyword is going to each keyword is going to be up to you. So you get to choose whichever one you want. And trying to think what else. Following a thread. So we talked about following a thread. So you have to go into like the conversation. So let's say you want to follow this thread that Garanga is having on Walmart, right? So you would go in there. So he's showing.
I'll show on the mobile. So on the mobile, if you click on it, it's going to open it up here. You can, and now it shows thread at the top. If you go to the then you got like the star. Let me use my slide to show you. You got the star, you got this button. If you click on the 3 little dots, then you've got right down here, I'll get that out of the way, follow thread. And if you click on that, then you'll start following that thread from Garango. And on the desktop, if I go over here, it's just going to the 3 little dots right there and going up to the top. So it's a little bit different on both of them, but that's how you follow, and then you can be notified of whenever somebody says something within that thread that Garango's talking about. Does that make sense, everybody?
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Okay.
So, yep. So set your keywords, set your preferences. Ochi says, do the threads die out at some point? Yes, at some point, people just move on from the thread, and you know, very, very rarely will they go back. So once it, 2-3 days go by and no one talks about that thread anymore. And sometimes it's the case if it's a really good thread, but otherwise, usually it just drops and gets moved on. So you don't need to unthread it. I wouldn't say. No, I don't think you need to unthread it. Once you want to follow it, you go, cool, follow it for a little bit, and then if you like it, stick to it. If you don't, no big deal.
One thing I have noticed is that your keywords, and I was doing some testing, your keywords, if someone types a keyword inside of a thread and it's not in the main heading, you won't be notified either. That's kind of a bummer, but if you follow that thread, then you'll be notified as well because you're following that thread. So the keyword thing really works if someone's mentioning it as in the main conversation, the main topic. So
yeah, makes sense. Any of the last questions? GW.
Go ahead.
When we search day trade from Jeremy and Brad, can we end it with today for just doing searches for that one day?
Yes.
Yep, that is correct.
Yep, that is correct. How are you on the mobile on your desktop? That is a nice question. That's something that you can do with Macs. I don't know if there's a comparable thing on Windows, but if you open QuickTime on Macs and you do File, New Movie Recording, even though you're not going to record it, you can choose this little arrow, and then you can say, I want to show my iPhone, and then it'll show it on your desktop. So that way I can demo to people like I'm doing right now what the screen on my phone is showing right now. Okay, it hasn't plugged in the computer, but yeah.
Which is pretty sweet. That's pretty cool stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, very nice. All right, man. I think that's pretty much it, brother.
All right, guys. Well, listen, I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time. And if you have any other questions, now you guys know how to use Slack. You can direct message me, okay? And I'll be happy to help you out any way I can, okay?
All right, brother. You rock, man. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Take care. All right, folks. That's pretty much it. If you guys need anything else, let us know. It's pretty easy to use. Kind of go around. You can't break it. There's nothing that you can do that's really bad. So, leave that to me. If you do anything crazy, I'll go, hey, I can delete stuff. It's all right. So if you guys have any other questions about that, just simply let me know, and we will be most happy to assist. Otherwise, folks, you guys rock. We'll see you a little bit later. Afternoon room, 5 to 6 Eastern. I'll see you guys there. If you need anything else, keep me posted. You guys rock. Bye.